So what I just did is I went ahead and plugged numbers in. So I'm going to go into stat now. I'm doing exponential regression, so we're going to go over to calc and find where it says exponential regression, which is choice 0. So I'm going to hit enter. By default, the calculator will already put the L1 and the L2, and it gives me an answer. So my A is going to be 180. It says rounded to the nearest, is it thousandths place? So go ahead and take this and drag this over here. So now it's going to be easy to go ahead and just round. So it's an equation, so I want to make sure that I put my y equals. My A is 180. Point, let's round it correctly, tenths, hundredths, thousandths, so that 8 makes the 6 go up to a 7. So it's 0.377. And then it's going to be times my B, which is 0.953, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to round that to the nearest thousandths as well. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Again, that 8 is going to make that 3 go up to a 4, so it's 0.954. And it's to the x power. So that is rounded to the nearest thousandths, and we are good. This one, I know that f of x is the same thing as my y is equal to all of this. And they're telling us y here is equal to 21, so therefore I can go 21 is equal to negative 1/3 x plus 6. So I'm going to solve for my x by subtracting 6 from both sides. This cancels out, so I'm left with 15 is equal to negative 1/3 x. To get rid of that negative 1/3, I can divide by negative 1/3, or I can just multiply both sides by negative 3. So whatever I do to the right, I do to the left. So I get negative 45 is equal to x. And to verify it, I can plug my negative 45 in for x, hit enter on the calculator, and make sure I get 21. Next one. So we did this in class where there's a log on one side and there's a number on the other side. So automatically right now I know I can do circle of log. So it's going to be 8 to the 2/3 power is equal to x minus 5. The goal is to get the x by itself, so all I have to do is add 5. So 8 to the 2/3 power plus 5 is equal to x. I know that this can be rewritten as the cube root of 8 squared plus 5 is equal to x. I know I can plug this into my calculator, but I'm just going to work this out. The cube root of 8 is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. To the second power is 4. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9, which is equal to x. So x is equal to 9. Which factorization is incorrect? So automatically, looking at the first one, I'm just going to go down the list. So 2k times 2k. I see that these are conjugates. One's a positive, one's a negative. So that's going to give me 4k squared. So that looks like it's correct. Positive times a negative is going to give me a negative, and again, this is a difference of squares, so this is correct, which is not the correct answer, because it's asking me which is incorrect. This one right here, I'm going to go ahead and do distributive property, so a times a squared gives me a to the third. A times positive 2ab gives me positive 2a squared b. A times 4b squared gives me positive 4ab squared. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the negative 2b. So I have negative 2b times a squared gives me negative 2a squared b. Negative 2 times positive 2ab gives me negative 4ab squared. And my last term gives me negative 8b to the third. Middle terms cancel each other out, so I'm left with that. So that works. I have to test the other two. So my next one that I'm going to go ahead and test is this right here. So I have m minus 2 squared means I'm going to have 2 of them. And then I'm going to multiply that by m plus 3. And I have to see if that gives me this right here. So let's see, m squared. I'm going to do the inner, so that's going to be minus 4m plus 4. And I'm going to multiply that by m plus 3. So, let's extend the page right there. So m squared times m gives me m to the third. M squared times 3 gives me plus 3m squared. Negative 4 times m gives me negative 4m squared. Negative 4 times 3 gives me negative 12m. 4 times m gives me positive 4m. And 4 times 3 gives me positive 12. So I have m squared minus, m to the third minus m squared minus 8m plus 12, which gives